In all honest opinion, I've been waiting some time to offer perhaps a well-due service. For the meantime, I would like to start by saying the evidence has been very well done, meaning that for perhaps, let's say, the most part of a year now, being oftenly has occurred as pretty much from the day I was here to the day that I'm still parent here. Pretty much 1 year. You could call this 365 degrees of altitude. For at a 360 degree of circle must there be 5 degree after the fact of such inheritance perhaps. For at 5 degrees in an inherit perhaps, at 5 years of age, I was already 360 degrees around the surface, meaning that before that surface point of 5 degrees after the fact of I was already here at surface to must, there was already around about 1 year delayed of gone. Within that year of here to here, and after this year of here to the year here, I am here 1 year, just like we are all here 1 year. 360 degrees after the boiling point of such suggest. Within the 5 degrees of perhaps after the circle can delay, I will turn perhaps to such image of so say such perhaps, an image foremost of a such perhaps said. For as such, you can imagine things are quite always as circle, but perhaps without that pitch of 10th degree, we will never know what I mean unless we could see. And so to say now, that perhaps all along was there always gonna be some sort of adjustment in flow, or from or within reason, always a time better spent without the filtration or filtration of perhaps the upper list or upper light of such suggest in a quoted index of rather more perhaps the exact same regular cost or pitch of such surface to tends to 10 degree, which means that for most parts of the obvious reason, we are subject to difference between the obvious inflicting pain, which means that without a doubt there always be such so, or within Dutch, such so of that which is always so as said. Now foremost, without tends to agree. What would light be without such difference to remember such me? Meaning that for such so, there's always so of such, but within doubt of reason, there's always the start of that which is said. And so before that which is known can be ever as said so, then what is it foremost as the regular, or in fact absolute quality, if never foremost, or for out of service is such so, within reason of that which is tend toward, or tend to such of show, within the fact of knowing, or that which is so of said know, which is always as so, or within such suggest, of how does one know that which they know, if they can never show that which they can never show, which means that without doubt, there's always the sowing of that said, but with that tended degree, what does that even mean, before one can say that yes, I know, and what is it that they know intact, if it's never said as such or in such as so? What I mean is that so is said as so such, but until that is known, what is it that be's that is said? Is it even indeed as that which is showed, or is it never knowable by that which is outlaid as guessed? By this I guess you could say, I in fact need to know. And what is it that I need to know? I myself need to know what it is that this day might be. within the bounds of knowing not this day, or even another day is said so, or perhaps not even the day is so such without the day of that which is said as such, then how can I ever know what it is that this day has become, if I never know myself what it is without each one? So before I can tell, what is it that it is? What is it that it was? What is it that it'll be? And what is it that it stands against? Or in fact, what is it that it amounts to be and suggest of? What I'm trying to say is, was this day ever not this day if this day was never before the day that is after this day? And foremost against that, odds of almost, for sure I can tell. What is this day to remember the day before? And was it in fact this day that was always? Or is it like now that this day is? It was never going to be born again, or of such so things, was it ever not this day at all?